Greetings, Father Joe Tyrrell here, your friendly neighborhood pastor, coming to you from St. Patrick's Church in lovely Highland Mills, New York. Today is it's Tuesday of the 20th week in Ordinary Time, and in our Gospel, Jesus speaks about a camel going through the eye of a needle. And every year I go and I look up to see if there's anything new on this. And some people say, oh, well, the eye of the needle was a door in a gate. But there's no historical evidence for there ever being a door called the eye of the needle, or a smaller gate. Another thing is apparently in Greek, the word for rope and the word for camel are close, or the yarn when it's going through the eye of a needle, if it gets bunched up, that can be called a camel. And of course, the problem with that is Jesus was probably speaking Aramaic and not Greek. We don't have evidence of Jesus teaching in Greek. So none of those seem to make much sense. The reasonable explanation, it continues to be that Jesus was speaking in hyperbole. How is it that we waste so much time trying to figure out a way to make sense of literally the camel going through the eye of a needle, yet when we think of the Eucharist, and Jesus actually says, this is in this Sunday's gospel, do you want to leave me? When Jesus is speaking about the Eucharist, he is speaking literally, he's speaking truly. When Jesus is speaking in Matthew, Mark, and Luke about the eye of the needle, the camel in the eye of the needle, it's hyperbole. His point isn't, gee, boy, let's try to get a camel through the eye of a needle. His disciples have no problem with this. They just say, wow, boy, if it's that difficult for the rich to get into heaven, and by the way, it would have been thought back in those days that if you were rich, you were blessed by God. So basically the apostles are saying, wait a minute, do we have this all backward? And Jesus says that it's impossible for man, but it's possible for God. So rather than looking for God to make it possible for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle, what if we just looked at our own lives and asked ourselves, what is it in my life that keeps me from being united with Jesus, from being a follower or a disciple of Jesus? I mentioned yesterday 2 homeworks for this week. First, do an examination of conscience and see if you've got any sins. And then second, to ask the Lord to show you what is, I'm going to call it a personal vocation just for this week. What is God calling you to look at in your life? And maybe it's riches, maybe it's fame, maybe it's dependence on another person. Whatever it is in your life that is keeping you from following Jesus, ask Jesus to help you to overcome that and to follow him this week. God bless you.